Hi. In this video, I will show the process I took when making the 𝗔𝗫𝘁𝗏 Minecraft video. To begin, I will list the programs I used. Adobe After Effects, Photoshop, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 download the footage from the best source you can find. Import the footage to After Effects. There are multiple ways to import files. Drag and drop the file directly to the project panel. Double-click on the project panel. Go to File, Import. Or use the shortcut Ctrl+I. Drag the imported file to the Create New Composition button. This will create a composition based on the resolution, frame rate and duration of your footage. Then, you need to find the moment where you want the clip to begin. To cut the clip, you can use the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+D or Alt+open bracket. The first option will duplicate the selected layer and cut it. The second option will just cut it. Next, use Alt+Home to move the new layer to the beginning of the composition. Then press Alt+closed bracket to cut the clip where you want it to end. Copy the numbers on the top left of the timeline while you are at the end of the clip. Right-click on the composition, go to Composition Settings and on Duration, paste the numbers. This will change the duration of the composition to fit the duration of the clip. Now let's start with the most boring part, rotoscoping. There are 3 ways of doing roto inside After Effects. I will quickly show you this 3 and then move to the program I used for rotoscoping. The first one is using the Roto Brush tool. This tool depends a lot on the quality and contrasting colors your footage has. This tool also depends on how good your computer is because each frame will take its time to calculate. While the tool is active, you can press Alt+W to enable the Refine Edge tool. Paint with this tool around the edges if you want them to be more detailed. You can see that the result is pretty fucking trash. The second way is to create masks and make keyframes until you lose your mind. Use this way only if the clip doesn't have complicated movement or if you really hate yourself. The third way of rotoscoping is using the Mocha plugin. This plugin tracks the objects on your footage and makes the shapes follow the tracking data, making it easier to do roto than the classic masking process. Now I'm going to show you Silhouette FX. This one is similar to Mocha but it has more tracking options and has better tools to manipulate the masks. Before you start to use this program, you will first need to export an image sequence. Import the image sequence and create a new session. Double-click on the Roto button to add a Roto node to the clip. Here is a quick screenshot that shows the main tools the program has. The first 2 are used to manipulate a mask. The next 3 are used to create the mask. And the last one is the tracker tool. The ones on red are the ones I use most of the time. First, you need to create a layer. Then create a shape with any tool you like. I like to use B-splines because they are easy to manipulate. Once you created a shape, click on the tracker tool. There are 3 types of trackers on Silhouette. I mainly use the Mocha tracker, and sometimes the planar tracker when the Mocha tracker is not working. Click on Track Forward and reshape the mask over time. If you click on the Timeline tab you can see all the keyframes on your tracking data and shape. Now start making shapes like your life depends on it. When doing roto, it's better to create multiple shapes, so it's easier to manipulate them over time. For example, if I want to roto the arm and use only one shape, this is what happens. The program has trouble trying to track her arm and make this shit. Don't be like me, please try to create as few points as possible so it's easier to change the shape of the mask. I'm obviously not going to do everything again. This is what the finished clip looks like with all the masks. There are around 40 masks in total here. There are multiple ways of exporting the clip to use it on After Effects. Here I will only show the simplest one, which is exporting a file that includes the shape data. Go to File, Export, Silhouette Shapes. To import the file go to File, Import, Silhouette 5+ Shapes. You can add feather on the masks depending on how much movement there is. To make 𝗔𝗁𝘁𝗲 stop moving, choose the frame you want to keep. Duplicate the layer and cut it. Right-click on the layer and go to Time. Freeze frame. Then create a mask around her so it only affects 𝗔𝗁𝘁𝗲𝘁. You can see there is a bit of her arm going outside the area. I will take care of that later. Now it's time to play some epic Minecraft and get the resources. For the background, I built the necessary blocks and recorded the screen a few seconds. To get the toolbar, disable the clouds and take a screenshot of the sky. You can remove the sky on Photoshop, but I will do it here on After Effects because I'm dumb and forgot to record this part. Use the keylight effect, click on the eyedropper and click on the sky. Make some masks to remove the hand and the sun. Import the video recording of the background and put it at the bottom of the composition. To color grade 𝗔𝗫𝘁𝗲 when she hits the table, create an adjustment layer and apply the curves effect. Move the red curve until you like it. Create the necessary masks and change the shape over time. To get the particles that come out when someone dies, I made a little green room. Spawned a few chickens and murdered them with no regrets. Import the recorded clip and apply a keylight effect, and with some masks, remove the rest. To remove 𝗔𝗫𝘁𝗲, recreate the chair and 𝘠𝘰𝘰𝘭's clothes, I used Photoshop. You need to choose the frames where the objects are more visible and export them. Import the frames to Photoshop and let the Picasso sunbathing inside you do the work. Save the PNGs and import them to After Effects. Create a null object by either right-clicking on the Layers panel or with the epic shortcut Ctrl+Alt+Shift+Y. Double-click on the original footage layer and click on Track Motion. From here, make sure the position box is the only one checked, and the track type is set to Transform. I will leave a link to a tutorial that explains well how to do this. Apply the tracking data to the null object. Make the arm layer follow the null object. Adjust the position over time and with the liquefy effect, reshape the layer. For the Minecraft name tags, first create 3 null objects, track the motion on their heads and apply them to the nulls. Create a black solid layer and a text layer. Adjust the size of the black solid to fit the text. Select both layers, right-click and select Pre-Compose. Make the new composition follow the respective nulls. Move the pre-composition over time to fix their location. To remove the rest of 𝗔𝗫𝘁𝗲's body, you can mask it out. Download the necessary images of the items you need and import them. For the fish, I changed the color with hue, saturation. Create a text layer for each item and apply a drop shadow effect on them. To make the helmet and items dropping, I used Autodesk Maya. Here I created models of the items and animated them. I created a camera and imported the image sequence so I could see where the things should be. To give motion blur to the helmet and items, I had to render image sequences and import them on Nuke. Here I applied a vector blur node and animated the motion amount and opacity. To make the chat box, I created a black solid layer, made a mask and reduced the opacity. Then I created a text layer and gave it drop shadow. That's pretty much it. I will list some tutorials on the description box because I'm too lazy to explain the basics. Thanks for watching.